Well, this is Margaret in Windsor. That's my real name. I can't use it. I was kidnapped and brought over to Moulton, Alabama, and given the name of a dead twin. I'm showing this to hopefully, if anybody cares to watch it, you can go back the prior. I think there's four now or three videos. I showed that because this is part of why it's allowed to be done to me. I wrote a book about mind control, and Larry Flint was shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia, and he during a campaign in '83, he flew me up there for political support, and he did a editorial on me. Um, so that was just part of it. The book I wrote was it was my kidnapping that was really they've just done everything to me, gotten away with it. But I want to show the run sizer. I paid him. This is just on previous tapes I've told about, or videos I've told about. I finally get treated like a criminal, or less than a criminal. But in the previous tape I told about the Section 8, and that's federal law. They should be prosecuted, and yet nobody's doing anything. I'm the one that's paying for it. But this is Ron Sizer. I went in and gave him, and I realized, okay, I thought it covered up the camera. But anyway, it's all made up before I get there. And I think I showed this in the tape went out. So I paid him the deposit, $400, and supposedly it was supposed to be a year's lease. And when I got there, he had suddenly changed his mind from the first time when I paid him the deposit, and now then it's a month to month. Well, the law doesn't work for me. That's the one telling them to do it. So I have to take what I can get. So now he wants me to leave, and he's got an eviction notice, which now I'm being told by the Botetourt County that he just made the eviction notice up. Well, there were at least two or three cop cars sitting out there the day had told I had to leave. And what would you think? Now they're saying that was one he made up. So my rent was always paid. I'm just going to show this one receipt. And then what he did, I mean, they just out and out lie. Um, and what can I do about it? I was so sick there at his place, and I mean, you can spray me. He even under one of the vents carrying the air up, he had poured out barbecue fuel that you started barbecue. But that's just one thing out of the mess. It's too much to tell. Okay, now I assume he turned this over to the credit bureau. He made up just cold-blooded lies, and let me emphasize this. Upstairs in the attic, when I pulled it down, I didn't know this was up there. It was supposed to be rented unfurnished. And in one little closet, he had some linen that was old. He did have a washer and dryer downstairs, and I wanted to say this. He left a lot of old equipment, machinery down there, which some of it was moved out. So I paid rent on his storage it's like a joke to these people. He is a wealthy man out there, and his home and layout, his home was in front of the little cottage that I'm living in that was built for his mother. And she died, and somebody else lived there for a couple of years. But this man, let me finish that. Upstairs in the attic, I didn't know that any of that was up there, but I was so sick. I pulled the string to bring the stairs down, and you know what I found? All his mother's furniture and clothing were up there, and it was mildewed and molded. It had been up there for probably, I don't know how many years, before I moved in, somebody lived there, and then before, I don't know how long before that, the mother died. So it was horrible, but I'm giving you the gist. Plus, he had a barn with animals and stuff. He put, during the cold, that he put heaters out there and lights, and they'd go out at 3 in the morning and 9 o'clock at night when it's dark, and they'd use all this, and I guess leave the heaters on. This part of it was plugged up to my electricity, and I'm paying for it. And now then, I am not able to do anything about it. But here's what he has charged me for, and I'm assuming this went to the credit bureau. He charged me $692 for just cold-blooded making out lies. You can't believe what he did. And he said a copy to attorneys with pictures. I mean, what pictures? It's so sick you can't even read it. It's all a bunch of lies. But so is all of it then. Now then, I don't know what else I want. I've showed you showed it on you, the Melinda's Melody, which is part of the Joseph's Dream, Section 8 housing, and where they denied me and can't give a reason, and other than I don't fit their criteria after I lived there. And see how this leaves you badly? I mean, I'm putting this on here like a record, I suppose, but I'm wishing somewhere it was stopped and it was told before the whole world what they've done. Criminal background checks, this is a joke to them. They keep their jobs. They're above the law. That's all I can say. So I'm going to keep my deposits and like I say, I can't even use my name. And in a background check, this is what you would find. You would find nothing of the truth, how they've used the agencies. And as it stands today, unless Great Britain can get me back, England, the UK, can get me back, or the agency here that's doing it, all this, that's orchestrated it, then it'll be covered up. This whole mess in front of God. They say, God bless America. They're above the law. And, I'm 75, and I hope I have a few days of peace. But you know what? How do you repay a human being? I don't even know where my sons are, if they're alive. My mom and dad never got me back, were able to get me back. So, and then who I am, that, it's all been shoved under the rug. And the Rockefellers and Rothschilds helped kidnap me, the Illuminati or New World Order, so they control the media. So there you go, and nobody seems interested in doing anything but killing the messenger. That would be me.